I never thought a simple discussion about money would unravel everything we had built together. For more than 3 years, I had believed we shared an unspoken bond. That trust didn't need to be constantly proven. That honesty was a foundation of what we were. But that evening, sitting across from her at our kitchen table, I realized how naive that belief was. Her eyes carried both guilt and defiance, a contradiction that made it impossible to tell if she was seeking forgiveness or just trying to unload her conscience. When she finally spoke, her voice trembled. "I forged your signature," she said. The words landed with a thud that seemed to silence even the hum of the refrigerator. I stared at her, motionless. She continued, stumbling over her explanation. "I co-signed a loan for my brother. He needed help. You can't imagine what he was going through." She must have thought her reasoning would soften the impact. It didn't. I leaned back, studying her face. I didn't raise my voice or lash out. I just let the silence stretch, letting the weight of what she'd said settle between us. Anger wouldn't fix anything. It would only add noise to the betrayal already sitting in the room. She fidgeted, her fingers tugging at her sleeve, waiting for a reaction that never came. In that quiet, something inside me shifted. I realized that trust, once fractured, doesn't mend easily, no matter how sincere the apology or noble the motive. Some lines, once crossed, redraw the entire map of a relationship. She tried again, her words shaky but rehearsed. "I only did it because he needed me. I didn't think you'd mind. You always say yes." Her tone was pleading, as if reason could rewrite reality. I nodded slowly, not in agreement, but acknowledgement. I needed to understand just how deep the damage when before deciding what to do next. We had shared plans, laughter, and countless late-night talks about our future. But what I saw now was that all of those things relied on a fragile thread, trust, and she had cut it without hesitation. Making decisions that affect someone else without their consent isn't love. It's control disguised as care. Her expression wavered between fear and hope. She expected anger, maybe a fight, maybe tears. But I gave her none of those. What she didn't understand was that calm can be sharper than rage. I wasn't ignoring what she'd done. I was weighing it. The silence grew heavy, filled with truths neither of us dared to voice. Forging my signature wasn't just a mistake. It was a declaration of how little my voice mattered in her decisions. It showed me what she valued, not partnership, but convenience. When I finally spoke, my words were measured. "What you did can't be undone," I said. "This isn't about the car or your brother. It's about trust, and how easily you decided it didn't matter." She tried to respond, to explain again, but I raised a hand. There was nothing left to say. Apologies wouldn't patch over what had been revealed. I had seen who she was when she thought I wouldn't find out. I stood and moved toward the door. No anger, no shouting, just quiet resolve. Sometimes the most powerful answer is silence. Sometimes leaving says everything. As I stepped outside, the cool air hit me like clarity. The disappointment was still there, but so was a strange calm, the peace that comes from drawing a line you will never again allow to be crossed. Some lessons don't arrive with arguments or closure. They arrive in stillness, in the quiet decision to walk away from someone who mistook your trust for permission. And as I closed the door behind me, I knew I had made the only decision that truly honored both my peace and my self-respect.